Hi Aries, welcome to your reading for August 2024. Thank you as always for supporting the channel. In front of us we've got the oracle decks that we're going to be using for the reading today. I'm going to start off with a message from goddesses, gods and guardians. So let's get straight into it. I hope that you're doing well. It is a bit of a heat wave here. I think it's meant to get to 27 degrees today where I live. It feels like it's already 27. But anyway, let's move on to your messages. So, for Aries, Sun, Moon and Rising for August 2024, what do we need to know for you? Right, Aries, let's see what comes out. Anything at all for Aries? You have Maulisa, balance. Okay. So this is actually a card. It's like African deity. It's a bit androgynous, would I say? It's an African god slash goddess that has masculine and feminine energy, so it's not either or. Yeah, and obviously you can see the sun there, the moon there, masculine, feminine energy. So it might be that that's something that you need to balance within yourself, or it may be something else that requires balance. But let's get the tarot cards out for you. In fact, let me just look at because they'll have like a sort of an affirmation type thing and a brief statement about it. So let's have a look. Let's have a look at that. Wasn't planning to do that, but I just felt like I needed to, so I might continue that. Right, so Maulisa, balance, it says create. Okay, that might be relevant for you actually. I did say center, not create, but the word create was in my mind. Center your energy, seek harmony and cooperation. So harmony and cooperation, keywords as well. I'll give you the brief little additional meanings. It says balance your masculine sun and feminine moon energies. The sun is active, rational and governs doing. The moon is receptive, intuitive and governs being. What do you need more or less of? It says the key to your well-being now is moderation. Apply this to your diet, exercise, finances and habits. And it also says this could be a positive message about identifying as non-binary or other gender identity and receiving support for your journey. The invocation says all aspects of my being are balanced. I find strength in my center. Right, so let's see what the tarot cards say. So what do we need to know for Aries, Sun, Moon and Rising, August 2024? So overall you have, okay, interesting. We've got the Empress and we've got the Ace of Pentacles, but it is in reverse. Receptivity, something about receptivity is coming to mind here, but let's see what else comes out. We have the Wheel of Fortune. What else? You've got the Nine of Cups. What else? And we have the Four of Wands, but that's in reverse as well. So yeah, there could be something here to do with receptivity. I say that because the Empress is there, and obviously the Empress is strongly connected to feminine energy, like divine feminine energy specifically. With the Ace of Pentacles being in reverse, for me, as I've said a million times, that is often like a work, kind of like a work in progress. But I'm wondering if there's a bit of, I don't know whether to call it a delay, or I think that's the only word I can think of, to be honest. Possibly a block in terms of you receiving something, whether it's an opportunity, you know, anything, whatever that means to you. There's something there, and obviously because we've got the balance card, it might refer to needing to balance something with that feminine energy, that receptivity, the receptive side of you to receive. Let's get the clarifiers out and see what they tell us about this. So first of all, for the Empress and the Ace of Pentacles, what else do we need to know here? I feel like saying, are you open enough to something, whatever that is for you? Are you open to some type of, open enough to some type of opportunity? But let's see what the clarifiers tell us. For the Empress, Ace of Pentacles in reverse, we've got the Moon. We have the Ace of Cups, Ten of Wands, we've got the King of Cups, and we have the Four of Swords. So I am still getting something about receptivity here, about being able to receive, as I keep repeating myself. We have a struggle here with the Ten of Wands. So what is a struggle? Is it something emotional? Because you've got the Ace of Cups and the King of Cups. Is there something emotionally that's a struggle? Is it that, you know, like when you're manifesting and we speak about emotions impacting the experience, like what you experience, what you attract, etc., because the Empress is a card of attraction as well. Is there something emotional here? Because the Moon is emotions too. It can be deeply hidden emotions. Is that impacting your sense of balance and the opportunities that you pull in? One thing that a message that I've kind of come across over the past week or so is, again, it's a reminder, because sometimes we already know these things and it's just a reminder, is how do you want to feel? How do you want to feel around a particular opportunity? Like say if you wanted a new work environment, I can hear my child singing in the background. How do you want to feel in the opportunity? I know we think about the practicals, like the practical stuff, like I want it to pay this much and I want it to be in this location and I want to do this type of work. But, you know, how do you actually want to feel? It might be things like, I want to feel peaceful in my work environment. You know, you don't want any kind of drama. It can be that you want to feel safe and secure. You want to feel appreciated. It could be anything. It all depends on what it is to you. And obviously that's the work thing. That's just one perspective. It could be anything. Relationships, how do you want to feel in a relationship? We can give descriptions and non-negotiables of the kind of person we want, but how do you actually want to feel in the relationship? Like, again, that could be things like you want to feel, well, happy, I think, is one thing for the most part. Safe, secure, valued, seen, heard, you know, those kind of things. Okay, let's carry on and see if it becomes clearer as we continue. So let's look at the Wheel of Fortune. I mean, that can be a change or an opportunity for change as well, can't it? So what do we need to know with the Wheel? And who is it that said this? I think it was Julie Poole recently did a reading where we often talk about wanting to be happy, to feel happy, and she said something like, feeling satisfied is underrated, and that would be the Nine of Cups, because feeling satisfied is just a very calm, peaceful place to be, you know, just letting everything be and knowing everything's all right. I mean, yeah, we want to be happy too, but we can't be happy literally 24/7. You know, happiness comes in moments. Satisfaction is kind of closer to being a neutral that you would hopefully want to have a lot of the time, wouldn't you? And to be frank as well, imagine if we were happy all of the time, it would kind of lose its magic, wouldn't it? I don't know, that's just my perspective, but I think it would lose its magic if we were happy 24/7. It would, yeah, it's like, what do we call it? When you become desensitized to something, you'd probably become desensitized to it. But anyway, the Wheel. What do we need to know about the Wheel? Nine of Wands again, that just kind of flipped dramatically out. And it said in the book, didn't it, that the balance with the masculine and feminine, masculine is doing, and it did specifically say that feminine is receptivity. Right, we've got the Six of Pentacles next to the Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands is a struggle, and it's usually it can be resilience as well. This one just looks completely did I say the Nine of Wands? There's 10 of Wands there, and then the Nine of Wands here. Okay, two cards of kind of struggle. The Nine of Wands is where the person is still standing, but barely, like she's worn out. We've got the Six of Pentacles here, which is a card of generosity and giving. However, it's in reverse, isn't it? So what, where's the struggle? Again, are you not, is there something you're not necessarily receptive to? Is it help? Is it support? Let's see what else comes in. Just bear with me, that's flown to the floor. Right, we've got the Death card and the Knight of Swords, and they fell in reverse. Let's just get one more for that. And then we have the Queen of Swords. And I am having deja vu with the reading, where I remember a reading that I did for you where it was the Oracle card was from the Le Vampires deck. And it talked about heeding wise counsel. The Queen of Swords is wise counsel, isn't she? This may be like a bit of a heads up that whatever it is that you're, like, if there's a specific opportunity that you're trying to, that you want, there's something about needing to be more receptive, possibly to help, because of the type of cards that have come up with, as I say, the Six of Pentacles. You've got the struggle cards here. The King of Cups can be considered wise counsel as well. He can be like an actual counselor, like a spiritual counselor, and that kind of thing. But as I say, you've got the cards of struggle, a card of generosity, which is in reverse, which indicates that you're not necessarily getting the assistance, support, backing, whatever it is you need, whether that is by choice or just the circumstances. You just can't seem to find the right, it's just not available. You can't seem to get to grips with that. But we've got the Death card. The Death card is obviously a card of transformation. It's in reverse, so it's like a bit of a block for me. There's a block there with that. And then the Knight of Swords is in reverse, so that can be a resistance to some sort of truth. You've got two swords there, a truth or guidance or advice or something that would potentially help to move things along. It can be resistance. Let me get a couple just for that Knight of Swords. The Emperor, he's in reverse, guidance. I would sort of see it as guidance, as like a bus type energy. Let's get another. So it could be sort of resistance or not being able to get the right guidance that you need, and that would help to balance things out a little bit. Four of Wands. Is the Four of Wands there already, or am I imagining things? Yeah, the Four of Wands is in reverse, isn't it? I'll tell you the message I'm getting in a minute from this as well. Yeah, two of Swords. For someone, I feel like there may be there might be conflict with a father figure is coming to mind here, whether it is a literal father, an uncle, just a masculine energy in general, a boss, even because the Emperor is a boss. There may be some sort of conflict there, or as I say, just the need to overall get that type of support to guide you on your path, and so that you can have sort of build a solid foundation. As I say, I'm getting a bit of a potential father figure issue where maybe someone doesn't have or hasn't had the right support or the best support from that person, the father figure. And that's had an impact on things as well. Like it's like things could have been better and potentially built a solid foundation. But if that kind of support and guidance wasn't there, it's almost like with the Two of Swords, as she's in the picture, having to make decisions blind because you just haven't had that kind of guidance and support growing up. Okay. I'll move on from that and continue. So the Nine of Cups, what do we need to know about that? Nine of Cups. Four of Pentacles. I'm going to say there's quite a few cards coming up of blockage and struggles, to be honest. I mean, Four of Pentacles is, for the most part, is definitely not, I would say, not that receptive. I know it can be a card that's connected to having a solid foundation, but with this, in this particular reading, and especially this particular Four of Pentacles, it's someone that's like holding on to what they've got and not willing to move or do anything with it. We've got the Strength card. I feel like saying, do you have the courage to open up to new opportunities? We've got the Emperor who's back. I did put him back in the deck intentionally. Upright this time. Seven of Swords. And the Justice card. Let me get one for the Emperor. Maybe for the Seven of Swords as well, because that can have different meanings depending on what's going on. The Two of Swords is back next to the Emperor again. Eight of Wands. And the Page of Swords, which can be like a new truth. So that's the Nine of Cups. It does really feel like to get that sense of satisfaction and to get the opportunity that you want, there's a need to kind of open up more and be more receptive. And why, I don't know why there needs to be courage here, but the Strength card is there. So for me, that can be to do with courage, I suppose. Next to the Four of Pentacles and the Emperor, it could be to do with your own sense of will as well, where you could take that as resistance potentially. Because will can go either way, can't it? Your will can be used to have courage, or it can be used to be resistant. So again, you've got the Emperor there, who could possibly be, it could be that that's the support you need, or you're resistant to it, or you're lacking it in some way, shape or form. The Eight of Wands, as I often say in this deck, it feels quite chaotic. You've obviously got it's Two of Swords. Can be, this one in particular is like a decision, but there's some sort of chaos there, and there's sort of a new truth. The Page of Swords can indicate a new truth, maybe again needing to be open to that and receptive to it. Let me get a couple for the Seven of Swords, because that can be, sometimes it can be about taking a risk, but sometimes it can be avoidance as well. You've got the Tower, you've got the Page of Wands. We have Temperance in reverse. Okay, I'll get this now. Right, we've got the Hierophant, Three of Swords, and the I need to say Two of Wands, then Five of Wands. So this can be where it can be where it feels risky, sort of opening up to someone and allowing any sort of guidance or help to come in. And I would say it's because if you have previously been in a situation where you've accepted some sort of guidance, like as a sort of newbie when you're in that beginner mindset and you've accepted guidance or something from someone else or support or whatever, it hasn't gone down well by the looks of it. You've got the Hierophant, that's like a teacher energy, but then you've got the Three of Swords and the Five of Wands, which the Five of Wands, it can be like a too many cooks spoil the broth. Like you may not be sure who's the right person to get the guidance from. Or as I say, just a bit of avoidance or caution in general, because you've basically had bad advice or bad guidance previously. But as I say, if you want to get that sense of satisfaction and the opportunity you want, there's going to need to be a bit more openness by the looks of it. So let's have a look at what comes up with that final card, which is the Four of Wands in reverse. So Four of Wands, what do we need to know? Four of Wands in reverse. Okay. We have the Ace of Swords. Four of Cups. The Lovers. And Six of Swords and Six of Wands. Got quite a few sixes in here, and sixes are to do with balance. So the Ace of Swords, it can be like a sort of epiphany at times, an epiphany in terms of what you know, in terms of knowledge, in terms of a situation, like light bulb moments. It can happen literally by itself, but sometimes it is because of something that someone says to you, and that sort of triggers that light bulb moment, and that may be something that's needed here, because there's not, with that Four of Wands, there's not enough of a solid foundation to get this opportunity or the satisfaction that you want. Something's unstable here. Let me get a bit more for that Four of Wands. I know it's clarifying the Four of Wands itself, but it could be something relating to the home life, possibly. I mean, you've got dissatisfaction there as well with the Four of Cups, but clearly, obviously, you want to, if you have some sort of epiphany, hopefully that would move you out of that sort of instability and Four of Cups. You got quite a few fours as well, because you had the Four of Pentacles, Four of Wands, Four of Cups. That's kind of, it's kind of, the fours, it can be that there's something there already to build upon, but it's just not moving. And then, as I say, the sixes is where the balance comes in. So let's get a bit more for that Four of Wands. The Devil. Oh, that's too many. I'll take the Knight of Wands that's there, and the Ten of Pentacles. The Devil there, in between the Chariot and the Knight of Wands, is clearly, again, it's clearly a bit of a, it's something that's just a bit stuck, isn't it? In terms of movement, progression. But then you've got the Knight of Wands there next to the Ten of Pentacles. The Knight of Wands is that fearlessness to go towards something that you want to commit to, that is secure and stable. It can be related to finances as well. What is it that's unstable here? What's unstable? Is it that you don't have the information that you need? Is it that you don't have the support you need? Is it in terms of how you feel? You know, it's a general collective message. Apply it as it's relevant. But there's clearly something that's kind of not as stable as it should be. There's something missing, and that is kind of putting the balance out of whack, so that you can't really move forward as you'd like to, by the looks of it. Let me get something for the Ace of Swords, because as I say, that looks like an epiphany or a light bulb moment. So how would that, where does that come from to help shift things along? Where would that help to shift things along, and how? We've got the Five of Pentacles, the Ace of Pentacles. Anything else for that? Nine of Swords, the Fool, the Tower. I think the first step is to get clear about what's lacking, because the Five of Pentacles is a card of lack. Is it the support that's lacking? Is it that you're not clear on how you want to feel? Figure out what's lacking with that Five of Pentacles, and then that will help you move forward. I can see anxiety there as well with the Nine of Swords, and with the Tower there as well. The Fool, for me, it can refer to being open. There can be a little bit of vulnerability there as well. But as I say, I feel like in this reading, there's something about needing guidance, but the right type of guidance or the right type of support. Because you may already have an idea or a plan of exactly what it is you want to do, and you just need the right backing to get it moving. But as I say, again, the Tower as well is there's something not stable. I'm going to see if I can get some advice from the Spirit Animal Oracle deck. I don't know why I felt the need to take all of these cards back up, because that's just like taken 30 seconds. So yeah, Spirit Animal Oracle deck, what guidance can we have for the Aries collective, Aries Sun, Moon and Rising, please? You've got a couple. You've got the miracles are endless. So at the beginning, I think one of the first things I said was, one perspective on the reading is, are you open enough to an opportunity or specific opportunities? With the miracles are endless there, that is having that sense of openness that anything could happen, anything is possible. And you also have Turkey Spirit, give with gratitude and grace. I'm just going to check in this book for this one, because it gives you two sides of the meaning of the card. So it gives like the oracle message and then like a protection message. Interesting. I'm just gonna read the whole message. I wasn't planning to, but I'm gonna do this and see what you take from this, and if this can help or how this can help to bring the balance in. Because it speaks of generosity, and as I say, the Empress is a card of generosity as well. Maybe it's you that's not giving the opportunity. I've spoken a lot about being open to it, but maybe you haven't given it. Maybe the point is that you're required here. You're required to give an opportunity. That's another possibility. So it says, Turkey Spirit, give with gratitude and grace. Turkey Spirit's message for you is that you always have the potential for manifesting a rich reality, for the turkey represents generosity and a celebration of abundance through giving to others. Give freely without expectation and you shall receive. For the manifestation of abundance is happening right now. Align with it by sharing your good fortune with others, whether you give money, loving guidance, the gift of listening, or kindness in any form. Immerse yourself in the flow of generous abundance, being a channel for Turkey Spirit and the desire of Spirit to see all beings experience the blossoming of plenty. Give with gratitude and grace from a wellspring of love and compassion, knowing that Spirit will respond by giving you all that you need in this moment and all moments to come. The protection message says, are you giving in order to receive in kind, keeping tally of how much you have given and what is owed you? This is not the way to experience abundance. When Turkey Spirit is in the protection position, it is a reminder to let go of any perception of scarcity or fear that if you give too much, you will not have enough for yourself. That might be part of what's going on here, is that, say if it's an opportunity where you have to work with others, you may be concerned about that you may end up giving too much of yourself and not getting enough back. And that was that sort of five of that can be that 5 of wands type energy as well. It says, use your spiritual practices to reconnect with spirit and remember how it feels to embody abundance, and you will give as much as is needed right now. Know that whatever you need to fill your stores is coming to you right now. Love, prosperity, knowledge, and assistance from allies who are everywhere and want you to be the abundance you seek. Turkey Spirit is here to tell you that everything evens out, that's balance, when you are aligned with the law of abundance as spirit wants you to be. Abundance is yours. Okay, hopefully that wrapped things up and gave enough advice to help you get the balance back and make sense of the reading. Yeah, I can't say any more than that without making it confusing. Thank you for watching the video. Thank you for supporting the channel. Enjoy the rest of your week, your month. Take care. Thank you. Hi Leo, welcome to your reading for August 2024. Thank you for supporting the channel as always. In front of us are the oracle decks I'm going to be using for today's reading. We're starting with a message from goddesses, gods and guardians. So let's get straight into it. I hope that you're doing well. We have a little bit of a heat wave where I live in the UK. It's nice. Last night was pretty hot. I honestly didn't sleep very much. I had insomnia from about just before 3 a.m. and I didn't get back to sleep till 7 o'clock. It started off with it being too hot, and then after that my brain just would not switch off. Yeah, and I love sleep, so that was not ideal. But you know what, to be frank, I've been all right so far, considering usually I'd be quite miserable with a lack of sleep, but yeah, I'm cool. Right, anyway, let's get on with it for you. So what do we need to know from the goddesses, gods, guardians deck? First of all, you have Avalon, Priestess, Intuitive Awakening, and there's one that's kind of slipped on my arm, and we'll see what it is. I'm not going to take this one. Sedna, There Is Always Enough, but that kind of slipped. It was face down, but it was on my arm. Right, so I'm just noticing the blues and the purples. I don't know if that's relevant to anyone, or the blues and purples there. That might be significant for you. I know purple is a spiritual kind of colour. In terms of the blue, I'm thinking of air energy. I can't remember anything else about colour therapy or meanings. So air is coming to mind, and obviously air can relate to communication. So we'll see how that fits in for you. I love the fact that it matches my background, but anyway, let's get the tarot cards out for you. What else do we need to know for Leo, Sun, Moon and Rising for August 2024? You have, right, blue again, and a bit of red too, but well, orange. We've got the King of Cups, and we have the Devil. Let's see what else comes out for you. No, okay. So the Six of Wands and the Four of Cups came out, and I was just mentally asking myself, are these right? Because something felt off, and it was like a no. So I'll try that again. You now have the Moon. I'm not shocked in any way, shape or form, because with that intuitive awakening and the King of Cups being there, I should have said it before anyway. I was thinking about, and the colour blue with the communication, about this month might be a big month in terms of receiving intuitive kind of messages, whether it is through dreams, whether you've got psychic abilities and they're sort of developing further, whether it's general intuition, gut feelings, that sort of thing. But with the Devil, to me, that can suggest like a bit of a block. And then obviously you have the Moon, the colours, can you see the colours matching again? The blues, the purples. That can be psychic messages. It can be connected to intuition as well. It can be connected to dreams as well. But with the Moon, things are hidden. So there might be a bit of a challenge around receiving, interpreting. This is quite funny actually. I'll tell you in a minute. Receiving messages, interpreting messages. There might be something around that. You're the second reading I've done for this month. I just did the Aries reading, and honestly, that one was it was a little bit difficult to decipher. I found it a little bit difficult to decipher. I think it came together in the end, after I got the final oracle card of advice. But yeah, throughout, yeah, it felt a bit difficult. But anyway, let's continue. So what else do we need to know? And interestingly, I've just shuffled, but this was on the bottom, the Page of Swords. That can be like new truths, being open to new information. So that could be relevant. We'll see if that comes back out actually. But what else do we need to know? Oh God, we've got the Two of Swords. Okay, well, I'm not having trouble deciphering your message, thank God. So yeah, I mean, pretty much what I just said. You've got a moon in there, and then the Two of Swords. It can be two truths, but as I say, or as we tarot readers say, with the Two of Swords, it can be like blocked blockages. It can be difficult to make a decision. It can be blocked intuition and challenges around intuition as well. Anything else? I'm going to have a look at in the book as well for just the brief indicators of what the card is about. I mean, obviously it's pretty self-explanatory, but we'll just quickly see if there's anything else relevant there. Anything else? So we've got a couple more. Yes, okay, I just asked myself if that's right. We have Justice. And we have the Seven of Pentacles. So it may be intuitive messages and guidance that you're struggling to decipher, interpret, receive around what you should and shouldn't do, like in terms of what is the right thing to do, the best thing to do. You know, it can be the best opportunity, the best choice to make. There is something physical here with that Seven of Pentacles. So say, for example, if you were applying for jobs and you got multiple offers, you might feel like you're struggling with your intuition in telling you what is the best opportunity to take. That could be one thing. There could be something with finances, investments, where you sort of like thinking what's the best investment. It could be anything. It could even be, I don't know why this has come to mind, to do with travel. Like say if you were planning traveling somewhere or a travel route and trying to figure out what the best option is, taking everything into consideration in terms of your travel route. Like say if it was a holiday or something and there's different flights on offer or different locations, and making the best choice for that. I don't know why that one's coming, but yeah, take it as you will. If that's relevant to you, then yeah, take it. Right, so let's have a look at that King of Cups and the Devil. Oh, sorry, I was going to look in the book, wasn't I, first of all? At the Avalon Priestess. So Avalon Priestess. So it says, meditate, wait and listen, sacred initiations. It does mention, I love it, it says, the sign of a person initiated by an Avalon Priestess is a blue crescent moon tattoo that hovers over the third eye chakra. So it's awakened inner vision is one thing that brings to mind. So yeah, it's very much connected to receiving messages and being able to hear them clearly as well. Right, so we've got some additional meanings. As I said, I'm not going to go in depth. It does mention the third eye quite a few times actually, so that could really be relevant. I mean, it is relevant here because the third eye is connected with intuition, psychic messages, etc. I will just show you this part. It says, your third eye has been blocked or damaged for eons, so be patient with the healing process. And I'll say this as well. It says, the unlocking of your intuitive energy has a great impact on your life because it's a soul rebirth. And I will take this too. It says, if your query, like if the reading is about how to proceed with a situation, pause, reflect and listen to your inner voice, which I've pretty much kind of said anyway. Don't take action yet, as there's more truth and information that needs to surface. That is where that Page of Swords came in. That's where can be where you need more info. Anyway, additional meanings. Meditate every day, take a retreat from the world, visit the sacred sites of Avalon, train or work as a professional intuitive. And then it says, what you're sensing intuitively about this issue is accurate. There's an invocation that says, I safely activate my intuitive gifts. I see sacred truths. So to be frank, it is pretty much what I already said anyway, just in a different way. But let's get on to that King of Cups and the Devil. Seven of Wands. That looks like someone who's a bit overwhelmed, to be honest. And with all the different perspectives I've given on having, if you've got certain choices to make, it would potentially be overwhelming, wouldn't it? It is a question with the Seven of Wands. Is it worth? It can speak of, is it worth standing up for? But again, that goes back to me thinking, like, is that the right action? Because the one's action, is it the right action to take? And your intuition is meant to help you with that. We've got Justice again. So yeah, again, is it the right action to take? We have the Six of Pentacles, and I'll get one more. The Tower. Yeah, to be honest, I'm not going to clarify anymore because, as I say, I think the main point is that there's an issue here around intuition. It could just be that you're overwhelmed by so much information or choices that it's just hard. Sometimes it is hard when you've got too many choices or options or whatever, or too much to do as well, to sort of feel clear on what your intuition is telling you in terms of making the right choice. The Six of Pentacles with the Tower for me is just about a desire to make the right choice. The Six of Pentacles, it's about balance, it's giving and receiving, but it's equal, it's equitable. The Tower in reverse for me is where you want to avoid a disaster. So I don't know why I keep thinking of the travel stuff again. The travel stuff is coming to mind again, like wanting to avoid making the wrong choice with travel. So if that resonates, feel free to share it in the comments if you want to, but that keeps coming up. Let's look at the Moon next. So we have the Four of Swords, which for me is a card, or can often be a card of kind of taking, it can be a card of meditation, can't it? Taking the time out to think through things very carefully before you take any action. Deep thought, deep contemplation. You've got the Wheel, which here it's feeling like it can be change, but it can be opportunity as well. We've got the Five of Pentacles, Seven of Swords, that makes sense. Let's get one more. We have, do I want to take all of these? Yes, okay, I got a strong yes on that. We got Temperance, the Two of Cups, the Hanged Man. So again, with that Five of Pentacles and the Seven of Swords together, it's about making the right choice, taking up what feels like the right opportunity to you. You don't want to, with that Five of Pentacles, you don't want to be left lacking. If you make a decision, you don't want to be left out in the cold. This again, that money thing is like there's stuff with travel, but money's coming up as well. Like if it was investments, you don't want to end up losing out if you make an investment. The Seven of Swords is here. It's where it can feel risky. So again, if there's a risk involved, it's about knowing what risk to take, or if it is worth taking a risk. You have Temperance, the Two of Cups here. Again, that brings to mind that sense of balance, that sense of harmony in whatever choice you make. It's feeling like it connects to that Six of Pentacles, that it needs to be the right choice. You want to feel at peace with your decision, is what I'm getting with the Temperance card and the Two of Cups. Yeah, you want to feel at peace with your decision, practically, obviously, and emotionally as well. You don't want something that will cause you stress. You've got the Hanged Man there. I think, again, you've got a card at either end of being deep in thought and sort of not being willing to make a move until you feel certain that you're going to make the best possible choice. So let's move on to that Two of Swords. So Two of Swords, as I said, it looks like kind of a blockage in the intuition, or where you have two truths as well, or choices. the choices. Seven of Cups is there. You could be really overwhelmed this month, or at some point this month, with having to choose something or make a decision. The Star. And the Seven of Cups, because it's cups, and the Star, there is a sense of feeling there. So again, that's feeling out what your intuition is telling you, trusting what you feel. We have the Devil again. Four of Wands. Six of Wands. I mean, the Four of Wands and the Six of Wands together, for me, it's like success, isn't it? It's where you celebrate whatever opportunity, option, choice you've made. You're able to celebrate it, and it's like, yeah, that was a good job. It's like a bit of, almost like a pat on the back, depending on what your circumstances are. Let's get something for that Devil on its own. Eight of Wands, Ten of Pentacles. Again, it feels like being overwhelmed because you want to make the choice that is the best one. The Ten of Pentacles, it's obviously, it's a card of it can be long-term commitments, so it's something you commit to long-term, but it is overall, it has that element of success about it. There's harmony with it as well. It's stable, it's secure. Do you actually fear that your intuition is not going to guide you in the right direction, or it's just an overall fear of making the wrong choice? Devil is starting. Right, sorry about that. I got a message. I have to keep looking at when it gets to a certain point because it cuts out and restarts, and it's a bit weird when I'm editing the video together and then there's like 5 to 10 seconds of me talking missing, and it kind of feels weird. Doesn't make sense. Yeah, the Devil is starting to feel a bit like fear. As I say, there was a sense of being overwhelmed with that Seven of Wands, and it's back with that Eight of Wands now as well. So there's really a sense here of not wanting to make the wrong choice. So I don't know if you fear that you'll make the wrong choice, or you fear intuition isn't spot on as it should be. Let's go to the Justice card, which for me, as I said, it is connected to like making the right choice, isn't it? You want to make the right choice. You want to make the choice that's best, fair, equitable. Right, Justice, what do we need to know here? I mean, the one thing I will say is that anytime we have a choice to make, there's never a guarantee. Unfortunately, you can take the information that you have, trust your gut, take all of that into account, but there's never going to be a 100% guarantee. You just have to trust that whatever happens, you can kind of make things right. If it doesn't turn out exactly the way you want it, you know, you can put things right. But anyway, Justice. If this is to do with someone who is it's not necessarily about a choice, and it's more to do with someone exploring intuitive gifts. This whole thing is probably more so about learning to do I want to say tap in, because I think we're all already kind of tapped in, but developing a stronger relationship with your intuition, if that makes sense. So that it does, you do interpret things in the right, that's the only word I can think of, in the right way, in the best way, in the most accurate way. Eight of Swords. King of Swords, yeah. The Eight of Swords, it's a bit of a mental, it's like a mental trap, isn't it, really? And it's opposite to the King of Swords, because the King of Swords, they have the knowledge, they have the information, they know what they know. It's strong air energy, as I mentioned at the beginning about the air energy and communication. He's very self-assured and certain about what he knows. And I would say that the advice is, it's about getting to that point when you feel self-assured. I mean, you can't literally know everything, and we're human. We do make mistakes sometimes, but like for the most part, you've got to be sure of yourself, and it's getting to that point. I'd say confidence comes into things as well, regardless of whether it is about making a choice or just tapping into intuitive gifts. Do I want to take that? I will take them. Yeah, actually, I didn't even see it. It's the cards have kind of fallen on my leg, and one of them's kind of hidden. And yeah, I wasn't going to take them, but after seeing that 100%. So What first? Ten of Wands. Again, that feeling of being overwhelmed. Yep, the feeling of being overwhelmed is there. I know it's you typically burden, but it just feels like being overwhelmed. Like it's a heavy, well, burden actually, it's a heavy responsibility, isn't it? So you might feel that whatever choice you're making or psychic gifts, whatever, it's a heavy responsibility, which it is. Queen of Cups trusts how she feels. She is the psychic. She knows how she feels and she trusts that. And there's not really, I wouldn't say there's much doubt there in her sort of highest energy. Ten of Swords. Knight of Wands. So what I was thinking before I saw that Knight of Wands and was thinking about whether I should be taking these cards out is that there's kind of, I think I was looking at the King of Swords and I was thinking, yeah, there's a need to be fearless. If you have an energy of sort of feeling overwhelmed or you've got a heavy responsibility on your shoulders, you need to kind of, yes, get confidence, but come into this state of being fearless. Let me just get something for that Ten of Swords. I feel like that's where I said we all make mistakes. I don't know why it would feel like that, because the Ten of Swords is usually a really heavy card. But let's see what the cards tell us. It's the Ten of Swords is typically a bit heavier than making a mistake, isn't it? Nine of Wands. Five of Swords. Let's just get one more for that. Eight of Cups, Ten of Pentacles. I think for the most part, it is again the energy of just not wanting to get it wrong, really. I can't really see it any other way. Or it doesn't feel like it's anything other than not wanting to get it wrong. Yes, as I say, there's the feeling of overwhelm there with the Nine of Wands, Five of Swords as well. But it's just mainly about not wanting to get things wrong. And as I say, I think I just said it anyway, didn't I? There's that sense of trusting yourself enough to know that even if things don't turn out the way you want, where the Ten of Swords, that's literally where things go to shit, isn't it, basically? And with the Nine of Wands, it's a struggle as well. Five of Swords, it's conflicts. It's just not, you don't want it to go that way. It's knowing that you have the strength to kind of move on from that and put things right. And then the Knight of Wands is the fearlessness in terms of trusting your intuition and your choices. So let's get rid of these and move on to that final card. So Seven of Pentacles is the is it worth it card, or it can be an is it worth it card. For anyone who's exploring spiritual gifts, intuitive gifts, you may be wondering if it's worth it. You may be wondering, do I have what it takes, to be honest? And that's probably quite a normal thing to think. It is a heavy responsibility, especially if you're going to do it, you're going to work with other people with that. It is a heavy responsibility. So Seven of Pentacles, what do we need to know about that? The King of Cups can be a spiritual teacher. Oh God, okay. The reason why I said oh God is just because I know previously, and I'm not saying that this is coming up here, but who knows, this could be relevant. When I've had the Devil with, I think it's usually the Hierophant, because the Hierophant is a spiritual teacher as well. In a couple of readings in the past, it's come up for me as like cult leader energy. So when I said spiritual teacher for the King of Cups and it's with the Devil, that came to mind. I don't necessarily think it's relevant here, although. So obviously we've got the fears, potential fears around trusting the intuition and if you can work with your gifts, if it's about intuitive gifts. It wouldn't be out of the realms of possibility as well for someone here. If you are going down along the line of using intuitive gifts, etc., there's something where, because I said it's a heavy responsibility and everything, I don't know if someone could fear becoming a sort of end up going down the cult leader type route. You know, like where you see, where people say that power goes to someone's head, and you might sort of be thinking, oh God, I don't want to end up ego. I'd say it's more ego than probably cult leader, although I'd assume that cult leaders have a big ego. But you wouldn't want it to get to your head. Like if you became really good at what you're doing, you wouldn't kind of want it to, well, hopefully you wouldn't want it to get to your head to the point where you kind of enjoy being worshipped by people because of your gifts. Take that one as you will. It just came to mind when I was looking at that. So yeah, that was a strange one. But anyway, Seven of Pentacles. Or you don't want to be viewed that way at the very least. Because I know there are some spiritual, what do you call them? Speakers? I'll call them speakers, where there are people that comment and sort of say, oh, they're a cult leader, and they're, for some, they're actually not. For some, it's just that people take them that way. You know, everybody's got their own interpretation, and they kind of, you might not want to be viewed that way. Anyway, let's move on. Seven of Pentacles. We have the Nine of Wands. This thing keeps on coming out, man. It's in reverse this time, though. I feel like saying focus on the positive, and I'm looking at the sunflower she's got, and I feel like saying focus on the positive, especially with that Nine of Wands in reverse there. It's like, yes, things can be difficult. It can be a struggle making decisions or using your gifts and tapping into your intuition, but focus on the positives. You've got the Empress there, that she is a very positive energy. And I'm just thinking of something that someone said to me recently, about focusing on your own light. Even though we're not perfect, we're all human, we all make mistakes, we have good days, we have bad days, sometimes we're a bit of an asshole, sometimes we're an angel. Focus on the light, focus on the light in yourself, rather than the stresses and the negatives and those kind of things. And then I'm looking at her, what is this? Is it a scepter? I don't know what you call it, but there's a bit of light there. So focus on that, and focus on your ability to develop your abilities. I think I was trying to say something along those lines. Focus on your ability to create and develop and to grow and to improve, you know, even if it is just about basic day-to-day life decisions, or one particular sort of day-to-day decision. Trust in your ability to get even better at making decisions, having stronger discernment. We have the Four of Cups, Strength card, Two of Swords. Okay, yeah. So even if you have points, whether it is this month or just going forward in general, where you feel like you don't know what the hell you're doing, you don't know what to choose, you got the Two of Swords and Four of Cups there. Build up that confidence in yourself, and trusting in your decisions and your ability to make better decisions, even if you make mistakes. A friend sent me this week, I think it was, like it was on a WhatsApp status, saying something about mistakes are not, oh God, I'm not going to know this without, just bear with me 1 second. I'll see if I can access it quickly. It was something about mistakes. One moment, see if I can find it. Mistakes are stepping stones, not stumbling blocks. Learn from them and move forward. Yep, so I think that's the final take from that, to be honest. So I'm going to leave that there. I'm going to get you just final advice from the Spirit Animal Oracle deck. What's the final advice from the Spirit Animal Oracle deck, please? Final advice from the Spirit Animal Oracle deck. You've got two. You have lay a solid foundation. So again, for me, that is that building up, that sense of trust in yourself and your decisions in general, whatever your decisions are. And you also have set healthy boundaries. So I can't say for sure where the set healthy boundaries comes in. That's bringing me back to that cult leader type thing with that set healthy boundaries. I don't know why. Yeah. Hopefully you'll know what that means for you, the set healthy boundaries. It does feel relevant. I just don't know exactly how. Again, one thing that comes to mind with that, okay, actually it does come up in a couple of ways. In terms of you making decisions, just general decisions, you know, like when you're weighing up the pros and cons, is it, whatever decision you're making, is it within your boundaries? Do you need to loosen your boundaries up? Do you need to tighten your boundaries up? Consider that when you're making your decisions. And then again, back to the whole intuitive gifts, psychic gifts, whatever. What is your agreement with spirit or whatever it is you believe in terms of doing that? I mean, as a reader and developing mediumistic gifts as well, I've had to sort of make my boundaries clear about what I'm willing to, what I'm open to, and the things that I'm like, nah, I don't want that. Like one thing I've said is that I don't want to see spirits at night in my bedroom because it will scare the shit out of me. So I'll happily see them during daytime hours. But yeah, no spirits at nighttime and no spirits in my bedroom and none in the bathroom as well. You know, I know that might sound a little bit out there, but yeah, I've had to have that in mind because that would be a massive shock, wouldn't it? You're there trying to sleep. Although to be frank, the other night I did sense someone in my bedroom, and I could sort of see an outline, and it kind of creeped me out a little bit. But yeah, I think it was I feel like it was a relative. I don't feel like it was anything sinister, but it still creeped me out. So that's why I've put that boundary in mind. But anyway, that's the end of your reading. Thank you very much for watching the video. Oh, look what's at the bottom of the deck. Squirrel spirit, believe in yourself. Okay, I just picked that up at random. I thought, let me see what's on the bottom. Yeah, that's the end of your reading. Thank you very much for watching. Thanks for supporting the channel as always. I hope all goes well for you. You enjoy the rest of your week and your month. Take care. Hi Sagittarius, welcome to your reading for August 2024. So thank you as always for supporting the channel. The books in front of us are from the Oracle decks I'm going to be using for your reading today. So we're starting off with a message from Goddesses, Gods and Guardians. So I hope that you're doing well. I hope you're enjoying the little bit of a heat wave we've got in the UK. If you've got one here, I don't know what it's like in the rest of the world at the minute. But let's get into your message. So what do you need to know for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon or Rising, please, for August 2024? That was very quick, Sagittarius. Oh, this is really interesting, right? This is a card that I would probably imitate, visionary. It's one that I would typically, if we're going by astrology energies, I would typically associate it with Aquarius or Sagittarius for the most part for me. That whole visionary energy, because you know, like Aquarius is an air sign that's connected to ideas. I don't know if there's a relevance to do with you and an Aquarius in this actually, since I'm bringing that up, because it's not typical for me to do that. But yeah, they're like the revolutionary. They have new ideas. They're, you know, very much connected to that energy. Sagittarius is very much about philosophy, higher learning, that sort of thing. So yeah, this is interesting. So we're going to get your tarot cards out. I will have a brief look in the book at just the sort of summarized ideas around that card. But let's do the tarot first for you. I mean, the first thing that comes to mind is either that you have a new idea or that you may need to expand your view or way of doing something, possibly. There might be a creative element to this as well. My throat is tickling all of a sudden, so I'm thinking, is it something about you needing to express your ideas or contemplating how to express your ideas? Because usually when throat stuff comes up, there's a communication element to it. And it's like a cough or something wants to come out, but it's not quite coming out. So let's see. So we've got the Six of Cups, first of all. What else do we need to know for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising? We have the Hanged Man. So that would be where, if you are having ideas or coming up with a vision, Yeah, you haven't necessarily said it yet, or you've given it a lot of thought. And I haven't used this deck in ages, actually. It's the is it the Vice Versa Tarot? I haven't used it in quite a while, actually. I forgot I had it until this reading just came up. Because of the way I use the tarot cards, I like flyers. It feels so complicated when I use the Vice Versa Tarot like that. A lot of the time it's rare that I'll use it and the flyers come out and it feels clear, so that's why I don't really use it very often in these types of readings. But yeah, in that deck they have a Hanged Man, or is it the Seven of Cups? Actually, it might be the Seven of Cups, to be honest, now that I'm thinking about it. But this does remind me of that Seven of Cups in a weird way. And it is a similar concept of looking at perspectives. It can be about perspectives, where I think it specifically mentions something about the vision in the Seven of Cups in the Vice Versa Tarot. So yeah, anyway, let's continue. And a visionary would be able to see things from different perspectives. I love this Page of Swords. It can be new truths, new ideas. So the Six of Cups would probably typically be the old ideas or old ways, and there might be a contemplation of that. It might be an integration, or is there such a word as re-envisioning? I don't know if that's an actual word. Re-envisioning. I know reimagining is a word. You know, like is it reimagine a film or a song or something to that effect. I'm probably wrong there, but yeah, I'm getting something around reimagining, re-envisioning, if that's really a word. Let's just get one more for you. You could be I'm gonna have to look this up because it's gonna bug me if I keep saying it and I don't know if it's an actual word. So I'm just gonna quickly check re-envisioning. Oh, it is a real word, apparently. Okay. I thought I was making shit up. Re-envision, to view or visualize something in a different way with the aim of improving or transforming it. I love when that happens. There are so many words that come into my mind and I'm like, is that even a real word? And then I look it up and it's like, yeah, it is. So, yeah, I can use that word freely now without feeling like a total idiot. Anyway, I've completely lost my train of thought with that now. Oh, something about re-envisioning your whole life, or your life in general, or what your vision is for the future, or something. Could even be a relationship. I don't know why that's just suddenly come in, but you'll know if that resonates for you. So one more. We have the Eight of Swords. So it looks like, as much as there may be new ideas and re-envisioning and reimagining, it's internal at present. As I said, I got that tickle in my throat that made me think you haven't expressed it yet, or you're not sure how to express it. So with the Eight of Swords showing up, I think that still stands. And both the Hanged Man and the Eight of Swords are kind of cards of inaction, aren't they? It's where you're in your head. I'm just going to have a drink of water because I don't want to start sort of choking during the reading. So let's get clarifying on this. Right, so Six of Cups. Oh, first of all, I wanted to quickly look in the book, didn't I, actually? To just get the sort of summary of the card, although it's kind of self-explanatory. But right, it says Imhotep visionary, designing the future, fusing ancient wisdom with modern methods. Okay, so that's, yeah, I did say something along the lines of integration of the old and new. Right, it says additional meanings for this card. You are an indigo soul, a passionate person with a divine mandate to tear down the old and build the new. So that indigo, you know, like they have the indigo child, rainbow child, and is it crystal child? I feel like I may have got that wrong. That might be very relevant for you. You might want to look that up, possibly. I have looked it up in the past, and to be honest, it is very interesting, but sometimes it all feels like it blends into one for me, so I can never figure out if I am one of those, which one I am. Anyway, it says, life is bringing the perfect lessons and challenges needed to fire up your sacred purpose. Again, you may want to consider what you feel your sacred purpose is and what your vision for that is. Also, a career path in medicine or architecture is opening up for you, because Imhotep is like, from what I remember, an Egyptian priest connected to, I think he's connected to medicine, and I'm guessing architecture as well, if that's here, although I wasn't really aware of that part. And it also says be bold and confident about sharing your ideas. So again, going back to that, maybe you haven't shared it yet or you're not sure how. The invocation says, my mind is in touch with divine ideas. My visions create a better world. And I love they've said that, because the Hanged Man, it does feel like a card that's connected to that is connected to like divine thought, divine ideas, you know, that sort of thing. I think it's Pisces, isn't it? Connected to Pisces, and Pisces is the 12th house. It's the mystical, it's the mysterious. It is very spiritual. But anyway, let's get clarifying the Six of Cups first of all and see what else comes up for you. And Sagittarius, from what I know as well, is a very spiritual, or can be a very spiritual type energy. It's the type of energy that would probably, and actually thinking about it, I have a relative who is a Sagittarius, and I think they're one of the types of Sagittarius who's tried every religion. They have settled on one now, but they've tried many different religions, and that goes with the Sagittarius energy, that it's like having philosophies and exploring and, you know, expansive energy. So Six of Cups, it's back again. We've got the Page of Swords. And the thing with the Page of Swords as well, I like the connection to the past, because it's a page, isn't it? It's ideas in its infancy. So you might be contemplating how to expand ideas that are in their infancy as well. We've got the Five of Wands, okay. Anything else? One of the reasons you might not have shared your ideas yet is because you don't want any interference. That Five of Wands, it can be interference sometimes. King of Pentacles, so again, the architecture things come into mind with that. And it doesn't mean necessarily have to mean literal architecture, but architecture is designing something that can be built, something that you create, isn't it? And with it being in reverse again, it's like the idea is there, but nothing's been done with it just yet. With that Five of Wands as well, it can be to do with like conflict in action. So it might be that you have the idea, but you're not sure what steps to take next, if it isn't about interference, not knowing what steps to take next. Another thought I was having is that you may have an idea that you feel is so unique and bold and quirky or whatever, that you feel like, if I share this, are people going to think I'm absolutely insane? I'm getting an image of Einstein in my head at the minute, you know, like all those inventors that people, they sort of almost had an image of being a bit like mad scientist type thing. That's a thought that's come into mind as well. Anything else? We have Judgment and we have the Two of Cups. So it's an opportunity here to sort of walk your own path, is one thing that comes to mind. This Judgment card, I love this Judgment card in particular. It's giving me kind of like Pied Piper vibes. Is that right? Pied Piper. Yeah, Pied Piper vibes, where it's almost like, as a visionary, you having this new idea, it kind of sets off a chain reaction where others will follow. Like, I'm not saying people, well, the thing is, to be honest, when people have new ideas, there's always going to be people that follow, isn't there? And copy, should I say. But copying can be a form of flattery, can't it, really? Unless you're trying to steal someone's idea, that's something different. But if others follow, it's almost like setting a new trend setting, I think is the way to put it, isn't it? Yeah, like trend setting or something. So that's something that's coming to mind. So it's like walking your own path, you know, following your own path with your idea. But as I say, there's sort of a trend setting, inspiring, that's the word, inspiring others to follow this new sort of path. Could be inspiring others towards a new path of happiness. So with Sagittarius being like the philosopher, I think there is a teaching energy. There's a learning energy, definitely, but I think there's a teaching energy associated with Sagittarius as well. It's almost like you could lead or create a new pathway to like happiness that inspires other people, because it's like they look at it and sort of think, I don't know where this is coming from, but yeah, they look at it and think, wow, I can really live like that, or I can really do that, and that will make me happy, that will give me happiness. And it could be something quite big. I'm I'm not 100% sure how that would work, but it could be something quite big. Like big as in a big idea, but big as in the impact it has on the community, the world, etc. Interesting. You'll have to let me know if this resonates. I'm fascinated. Right, Hanged Man. So we've got the Two of Swords. The word plan is in my head. Plan, 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 plan. So that could be where you are at present in the planning stage. Obviously with the Two of Swords, it can be the two truths. It can be making a decision. Again, it's not been expressed yet at this stage. It's all in the mind at present. You've got quite a few swords here. The Chariot. You've got Temperance. So with the Chariot being next to the Two of Swords, it's choosing the... I'd say part of it is choosing the best way to execute the plan, the vision, whatever it is. Did I say choosing the right direction? I think, you know, when you get too many thoughts in your head and you're trying to like filter or express it. So there's that. It's choosing the right path. It can be about, how do I do this? What else was there? Was something else that came in as well. Oh, getting things into alignment. Because for me, the Chariot can be about getting things into alignment. So heart and mind, body and soul, whatever, however you want to look at it, or just the elements of whatever it is you're doing in general, getting everything in alignment so you can move forward with it. With Temperance, obviously if you're trying to get things into alignment, you want it to work together in a harmonious way. There's also a thing about flow with Temperance. I know this isn't a typical Temperance card where you have like an angel with what is it, like two cups or something with water, and they're flowing into each other and creating. But yeah, there's a sense of flow with that as well. You want it to flow. So if you are in the Hanged Man energy, it's it is a bit of a limbo stage, but it's more that you're just thinking really carefully. You're looking at all the perspectives. You're really giving it a lot of thought. It's deep, it's spiritual, possibly. And you want to execute it well. I don't know why I keep saying execute. There's something, because the Hanged Man, execute, okay. Not in that way, obviously, but yeah, execute the plan. You want to execute it well and to its fullest potential. Right, we have the Queen of Cups there, and I will get one more for that. And we have the Hanged Man who's back again. So, right, I'm just going to get a couple for that Queen of Cups, because what I would often say with the Queen of Cups, I mean, she is in her own right. She kind of is a visionary in a sense as well, in terms of like a psychic visionary. So I don't know if that plays a role in here for someone as well. But for the most part with the Queen of Cups, for me, she's often about, she trusts in her visions, doesn't she? She trusts in how she feels, and that may be something that you need here. If you, I mean, obviously it's great to contemplate things and give it a lot of thought and look at all the perspectives. But you can end up in analysis paralysis, which would be the Eight of Swords. Could be the Eight of Swords, analysis paralysis, because you feel like, I just haven't got enough info yet, and I need to, I need more information. But as I say, with the Queen of Cups, for some, it could be that it's like maybe you've done enough contemplation, or you're nearly there, and it's like you're at the point now where it's like, right, you're at the point where you need to now trust how you feel, and it may be that you are actually ready to on one level you're ready to express this and let it out, but you're kind of thinking, oh, not yet, I don't quite have enough, I don't, it's not where I want it to be yet. But let me get a couple for her. Let's see. Ooh, okay, Three of Swords. Okay, yeah. Oh, okay. Okay, I hope nobody gets offended by me saying this, but the words premature ejaculation came to my mind, and I don't mean it in the literal sense. I don't mean it literally, I mean it more figuratively and metaphorically. But it's like, what am I trying to say? With that Queen of Cups, you may very much have an emotional attachment to your idea or whatever it is you wanting to create. And there may be some sort of fear around getting hurt if you sort of prematurely express that and in your excitement, and I guess that's how it ended up becoming like premature ejaculation, because it's excitement that happens through excitement, doesn't it? And it's almost like you don't want to because you're so, what's the word, fired up about it and so excited about it and so emotionally attached to it, you don't want to release it too soon. God, that sounds really odd, but that's how it's coming up. And obviously you've got the Queen of Cups, King of Cups. The King of Cups is the one that is more likely to keep his feelings to himself, isn't he? He would be the one, he's very in control of his emotions and emotionally mature. So he's the kind of person where if you started a relationship with him, as much as he's loving and warm, he would probably have enough, he's got enough self-control that he would be able to sort of moderate, because temperance can be moderation as well, can't it? Actually thinking about it, moderate how excited, not how excited he feel, well maybe how excited he feels, but definitely how much he shows and expresses that. So that's probably relevant here as well, about the moderation with temperance. Let me get one more for the Queen of Cups. We have the Sun, and that would be about expressing and letting it out. So yeah, there's definitely a bit of a sense of feeling quite emotionally attached, but maybe a fear of letting it out too soon. Being cautious and wary. Yeah, wary, not weary. Wary about just blasting it out for all to see too soon. And don't get me wrong, there could, for someone here, as much as I've talked about the possibilities of a creative element and a spiritual element with this being the visionary thing, it could even be a relationship. To be honest, you had the King and Queen of Cups there. It could be about your vision for a relationship and how much you express of what you want and your level of excitement with it. You know, it could be that, to be honest. I mean, looking at the top there with that Five of Wands, sometimes people are really cautious about letting people know they've met someone new and the progression of the relationship, because they don't want any interference from that. And they're cautious in general in how quickly they move and what they do and what they say with the relationship in general. They just want to take their time and make sure that that they can build sort of a solid foundation with it. That was a bit of a tangent. Let's look at that Page of Swords for you. So I said that could be where you feel like you need more information. Again, it is the ideas in their infancy as well. Yeah, we've got the Tower, we've got the Knight of Swords. Okay, I feel like it's pretty much what I've been saying. I will get some more. I'll get 3 more for you. Six of Cups. Why is that Six of Cups showing up so much? I might have to get one for that on its own, depending on what comes out. I will say one possibility is, whether it's with the same idea or just your ideas in general, in the past, you may have expressed it too soon in the past, and it's kind of like you may have learnt a lesson from that, and that might be making you cautious now. That's one thought of why that Six of Cups is coming up. It's like the residual memory of in the past where you've put it out too soon, and yeah, it stressed you out. Maybe it wasn't received as you wanted it to be. Let's get one more. Or it may be just worry about expressing something that you've tried previously with that Six of Cups. Yeah, it's still giving the vibe. All those clarifying that Page of Swords of not wanting to kind of create a disaster by expressing it too soon. Because the Knight of Swords is, the Tower's the disaster, Knight of Swords is an expression, isn't it? And then the Nine of Wands, I mean, in this particular Nine of Wands, it's without even seeing anyone else there, it's clear that it's like she's trying to fight something off or fight against something, but she's exhausted herself in the process. So that almost gives a similar energy to that Five of Wands, where you wouldn't want to put it out there too soon, and then it's like you're constantly fighting battles, or you've got opposition, and you want to make sure everything's in order before you need more information, or you need to round the whole idea, concept, whatever it is, make it fully formed before you let it out. And obviously we've got the Nine of Swords and the Eight of Swords, so there is a bit of worry around it in general. So 8 of Swords. He's back again, King of Cups, keeping it to himself. But it does look stressful with the 8 of Swords, to be honest. And you've got 8 of Swords again, so yeah. I love how we've got a card about a visionary and he has that, is it a telescope? I think it's a telescope he's got there, which it's part of seeing things, isn't it? Having the vision. We have the Lovers there. Did anything flip then? Nope. Anything else? I knew it. I'm not surprised, because when we had the King of Cups and the 8 of Swords, the thought that was running through my mind as needing, and looking at the telescope, if that's what it's called, is about needing to see things clearly. And we have the Moon, which it's where things are murky, mysterious, hidden. That's the type of energy. I'll probably get one for that as well. The Lovers is basically, it's whatever it is that you, I would say this is what you feel fired up about, whether it is a relationship or something creative or spiritual or whatever it is. I'd say that's the thing. But again, next to the Moon, it's like you're keeping it to yourself, isn't it? We've got the 10 of Pentacles here. That would be where you sort of execute your plan, you bring your vision to life, and then it becomes stable, secure. There's legacy involved. It's yeah, long-term commitment. And maybe that's what is required actually, is a long-term commitment to this. It's Sagittarius is known to be a kind of a quick moving, and well, a very quick moving energy actually. Is it probably the fastest in the tarot? Maybe. I mean, I know that one of the traits of Sagittarius energy can be impatience. So again, as I say, I spoke of needing to see things clearly. Maybe what needs to be seen is something around long-term commitment to making it work. And maybe that's the information that's needed, is how can I commit to this long-term? What's needed to work on this long-term? Let me get something for the Moon. Maybe that's what's the stress is that you know it's going to take forever, basically. And that stresses you out, that worries you, or you're worried about if you can make it long term. You know, like again, if it was a relationship, it's like, shit, can I even commit to that? Maybe you're the kind of person that you've never been able to, you've always struggled with committing to relationships long term, and now you found someone and you actually feel like you want to be with them for the rest of your life, and it's like, shit, can I even do that? Am I even capable of it? Right, we've got the 10 of Swords. 5 of Swords, but I'm having deja vu from one of the other readings with this actually. And you've got the 4 of Wands. Okay, I'll get one more Death card. I kind of knew that was going to come back out. There might be fears. I'd say the Moon is also about fears as well. Fears that things may end badly, which is not surprising. I feel like I've already said that in this reading, or am I thinking of the previous one? But yeah, there's fears that things could end badly with the 10 of Swords. That 5 of Swords, it's that energy where I said you may be afraid to let the idea out because you don't want interference, you don't want conflict, there could be opposition, that kind of thing. It can be just a general struggle to make it work, like a struggle to build a solid foundation with it. Looking at that Death card, it almost feels like premature endings. I mean, I'd say there's an element of the Death card is to get away, to sort of release the fears as best you can. But there is also a possible fear of ending things prematurely. Like it's almost like with that 4 of Wands, you know, where you get something started and you build the foundation and then it's like, it just gets cut off. That comes to mind as well. Do I want to clarify anything else? I think that's okay. So yeah, it's like there's a need here to kind of release the fears. Consider if there's the whole concept of this long-term commitment, what's involved in that aspect of things. Like Do you need more information on how to make it a long-term commitment? You know, what is it around that? You'll know if it resonates with you, what that's about. And again, there was that thing with the Queen of Cups coming up about needing to trust. Trust how you feel on this. I mean, obviously, hopefully you'll be able to discern if you genuinely need more time to bring it out into the open or to execute the plan, or if you're now in analysis paralysis. That's another thing to consider as well. Where do you feel like you fit in there? I'm going to leave that there. Then I'm going to get you some advice, some final advice from the Spirit Animal Oracle deck. Hopefully that was helpful. I actually really love this reading for you, Sagittarius. I'd be interested, for whoever this resonates with, if you want to share what you feel you want to share, because obviously if it's an idea and you're trying to keep it to yourself, you know, even if all you want to say is, oh yeah, this makes sense to me, I'm trying to get something going, you know, that's enough. If you don't want to give the details away. But let's see, final advice for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon and Rising, please. Oh, I love that. Crow Spirit, co-create with Spirit. I mean, it's already got that you're a visionary, so you're co-creating with Spirit. So as I've said in other readings, you may want to, prayer keeps on coming up a lot nowadays, you know. I mean, I've always been someone that prays in my own way, but I've just noticed in a lot of the readings, part of the advice is to pray. So co-create with Spirit, that can be obviously prayer, as we've said. If you feel like you have guides around you, guardians, etc., consult with them. However you feel you want to do that. It can be about getting your ideas out on paper, you know, like creating your own. And I was taught this by someone actually, well advised, should I say, and I think it's actually quite helpful. It's like creating your own contract with Spirit in terms of what you want and what you're trying to create. So, you know, you could use like a template from just a normal job and then just change all the details to match whatever it is you're trying to create, whatever your vision is. Lists, vision boards, whatever it takes for you. We also have Whale Spirit, trust the great mystery. So where there's fears about what could go wrong, it's that whole trust in the process thing, which I know it can be a bit annoying to hear that at times if you felt stuck or if things have taken too long. But yeah, trust the great mystery, trust the possibilities. And that thing, as I said, that thing that came up about someone where it's almost like you could lead others by example, by having a vision for this new way of life or new way of happiness. And it's like, imagine that. Imagine how expansive and great your idea could be, once you're able to get it out and put everything in motion. But I'm going to leave it there for you. Thank you very much for watching the video. I hope that the rest of your week and the rest of your month goes well. Thanks for supporting the channel. Take care.